Governments rely on information infrastructure as a basic tool of governing. There are three major goals of generally building up the national identity, encouraging economic development, and maintaining national security. So, for example, in 1927, when the Canadians were celebrating their Diamond Jubilee, their anniversary of their independence as a new nation, one of the things that they did was they had their first transcontinental radio broadcast that was facilitated by linking telegraph networks across the country. The telephone networks also participated, but found that they did not have the same kind of transcontinental reach. And it was this experience that really spurred them to build a transcontinental telephone network. So we can see here the combination of economic, political, and really kind of cultural drives that lead to the completion of the transcontinental telephone network in Canada. An example of national security, we can go back to the 1860s during the Civil War in the United States. On the Union side, President Abraham Lincoln had at his disposal an extensive telegraph network that he could use to communicate with his generals. They could report to him conditions and he could send to them messages for instruction. But it doesn't always work. In the early part of the 20th century, Brazil decided to build out a telegraph network into the Amazon area, an area where the government's reach was particularly weak. They built thousands of miles of telegraph line, but in the end, because there really wasn't enough commercial traffic to support the network, the telegraph fell into disuse and it didn't achieve its purpose of maintaining national security or even promoting economic development.